So today is the last day of the major Kentucky Derby prep races. In fact, there's three big races today for the Kentucky Derby prep race. Hence, you see in the screen says the big three, pick three, and that's those races are the Wood Memorial, the Bluegrass, and the San Anita Derby. Three major Kentucky Derby prep races today, and I usually what I would do in these videos is to include the feature races and also the Golden Hour Pick Four, which are the last two races at Santa Anita and Golden Gate Fields. But I'm going to do two different videos for that. So the first video will be for the Big Three Pick Three. And since the Big Three Pick Three is a $3 minimum bet, anytime you have those pick threes, um, you have to kind of be careful not to overbet. So as this is a $3 pick three bet for the big three, I'm gonna pick three horses in each race. So the first horse that I'm considering and that I'm putting in is Resilience, and so Resilience has only won one race in its career, and it was actually the first race um, that he won this past year. But however, the sire is Into Mischief, and Into Mischief has is a five-time leading sire, five times in a row, and that's very unprecedented. So if I can get the odds on Into Mischief horse at, I believe is 6-1, I'm going to take it. I could see him betting down, but morning line at 6-1. I'm going to take Resilience as one of my as one of the three horses in the Wood Memorial. The second horse I'm going to pick, and it's probably going to be the favorite for this race, as the morning line odds suggest, is Deterministic. He's undefeated, and he's won one race last year, and the first race he won was the Gotham, was a mile race, and I think this horse is on the upside, hence why he at the moment he's 7-5. So with the familiar of this racetrack, I think there's a reason why he's the favorite. So he's my second horse to pick for in the Wood Memorial. The third horse I'm going to pick is Tuscan Sky, and I've noted that even though this horse is undefeated, this horse has only run in an off track only. I noted that the Broodmare sire Sky Mesa was the son of AP Indy. So when it comes to stakes races, I like to look at a pedigree standpoint in this from this perspective, and so he's one of the reasons why I'm going to pick Tuscan Sky as the third horse in the Wood Memorial, and he can be on the upside. Ran two races this year, both undefeated. The second race of the Big Three Pick Three is the Bluegrass Stakes at Keeneland, and this is out of the three races, this is the strongest Kentucky Derby prep race today, as you have two horses that are going at it, and and those two horses in this race is part of the three horses that I'm going to pick in the Bluegrass Stakes. The first one I'm going to pick, though, however, it's not one of the two favorites. It's a pretty good, legit long shot play. The number two horse, BU, and at the morning line odds is 8-1. Trainer is Todd Pletcher, and the owner is Mike Rapoli, who has the favorite for the Kentucky Derby fearlessly. Um, I think that's how I pronounce it. But sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly. But the stable, Rapoli stable, has the favorite for the Kentucky Derby. So, and I've noted in terms of I said when it comes to stake races, I like to look at the pedigree standpoint. The dam of of the BU is a half brother to Constitution, who is a very strong young sire. But yeah, being the fact that this horse is trained by Todd Pletcher, and he's only won one race, and actually it was his last race. So I consider this horse could have a potential to turn things around. Um, this will be the third race this year, and from you saw he could unfortunately have a bounce because you've noticed the buyer speed figures. Um, his first race was 73, the last race was 96, a huge buyer speed figure. But I think with the combination of the trainer and with the owner, I think this horse is on the upside. So he's one of my three horses I'm going to pick in the Wood Memorial. The other horse I'm going to pick is Dornoch. Dornoch. He's one of the two favorites in this race, and if you recognize the pedigree, this is the full brother to last year's Kentucky Derby winner, Mage. So, and that's why one of the reasons I'm going to pick this horse. In fact, he's the last three races he's won, all the last three races. So, at this time, he's actually a more accomplished more horse than his full brother Mage was last year. So yeah, he's my pick. Not my pick. He's one of the three horses in the bluegrass that I'm picking. The third horse I'm going to pick is the number 10 horse, Sierra Leone, and as I noted, he was a $2.3 million yearling horse purchase, and yeah, I think that last race he won was the Risen Star. It was a sloppy racetrack, but however, horses that have come from the fairgrounds recently have done well in the Kentucky Derby prep races, Kentucky Derby races. I mean, so the fact that he won the Risen Star and is the reason why on a off surface sloppy track is the reason why I'm gonna select this horse as one of the three horses in the Wood Memorial, and another one is because if you look at the horse that he beat last time in Risen Star, that included Catching Freedom, who I believe won his last Kentucky Derby prep race. So that's Sierra Leone is my third horse in this pick three, big three, pick three. The last race of the big three, pick three is the Santa Derby at Santa Anita, and this race here is not the strongest as it has been in the past. Um, so, and that does affect in terms of the horse that I plan to use in my one of the three horses for the Santa Anita Derby. And actually one of the horses I am going to pick based on the fact this is not a strong Santa Anita Derby as it is in the past is the number 2 horse, Topalo. So Topalo, if you notice right here, I noted he ran second in the El Camino Real Derby at Golden Gate Fields. So the horse that he lost to in the El Camino was Endlessly, who recently won the Jeff Ruby Stakes. There are talks initially that Endlessly would not, the connection of Endlessly would not go to the Kentucky Derby, but I've heard now that they're considering it. Um, and if I'm basing off Endlessly's last race at the Jeff Ruby's was much easier than the El Camino Real Derby, and actually was at Golden Gate Fields to see that race. Um, you could look at the clip. I uploaded that race at Golden Gate Fields that day, and Endlessly was in a tussle with Topalo, and I think considering that Endlessly looked really well in his last race, Topalo is going to be one of the 3 horses that I'm going to pick for the Santa Anita Derby. The other 2 horses are probably the favorites for this race that I plan to pick for the use on my Santa Anita Derby, and one of them is Stronghold, and I've noted that the last the last 4 races his buyer speed figures has been going up, And when it comes to the Sunland Derby, which is run in a racetrack, I believe in New Mexico, I'll be honest, I don't really look at that in the past as a very strong Kentucky Derby prep race. But considering that this horse has been running well, um, he's basically out of his 5 starts, he's been in the money. He's been either first or second, and and with the Sunland Derby, it was the first race of the year, and he won that race. And so I think he's on the improve, and that's why he's one of the all 3 horses I'm going to pick in the Sania Derby. The other one I'm going to pick is Imagination, and I'll have to be honest. I am intrigued with horses that were purchased as $1 million yearling or $1 million 2 year old, and this is the horse that's been purchased as $1 million yearling. And as I noted with Resilience at the Wood Memorial, this horse is by Into Mischief. Unlike Resilience, Imagination is a strong play. In this, he's gonna be one of the favorites in the um, Sania Derby, and I have Frankie Dettori here who's gonna ride Imagination. Who rode him? He rode Imagination in his last win, and this is a trainer of Bob Baffert. I know horses that are trained by Bob Baffert are banned right now to run the Kentucky Derby, but just I'm just looking at this race right here, and I think he's on the improve. So, as I mentioned, the minimum bet for the big three, pick three, is $3. So I'm picking 3 horses from each race. So that's 27 combinations. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27, and with $3 bet, that's $81. So as I mentioned before, with pick threes, whether it's pick threes, pick fours, or pick fives, you don't want to over bet. And since this type of bet is a minimum pick three, I'm just picking 3 horses from each race, and if I lose $81, I just lose $81. So I'm not going to go crazy and put $200 on a big three for this pick three bet, because Sierra Leone could win, and if he wins that second leg at very low odds, it could really hurt your winnings when it comes to winning this type of bet. So $81, yeah, that's a good budget bet for this pick three. So as I was told before, um, you bet small to win big, and if you bet on the big three, pick three, good luck to everyone.